Patch 11.2 is just around the corner, which means all of the seasonal rewards and everything else are coming to an end. We already know that. But there's also a bunch of other rewards that we're going to want to make sure we get before Season 2 kicks off here. Dalaran Gaming has a nice little video here. Get these seasonal and event rewards now before Patch 11.2 arrives. Let's check this one out.
How's it going? My name is Dal. Patch 11.2 Season 3 content is actually approaching oh so soon, launching in roughly 2 weeks from today. And this means we'll be getting a brand new season of endgame content with its own slew of unique rewards for raiding, dungeons, open world, PvP. However, it also means the current Season 2 rewards will be retiring. Not all seasonal rewards, mind you, as certain armor sets or certain toys, like from Dells for example, you'll be able to purchase through other means and other currencies. But other prestigious rewards for this season will be retiring.
These will be gone,
anything
okay.
that's connected with an achievement regarding competitive endgame progression. So for today's video, I wanted to go over an entire list of items you should start working on right now if you're looking to unlock all of these seasonal rewards before Season 2 is gone. Primarily highlighting transmog pieces, armor sets, mounts, and any other collectibles that you will not be able to have
this is good stuff to know
when it comes to Season 3. As always, if you guys want to keep up with anything new regarding World of Warcraft, especially for more guides with the patch 11.2 once that officially launches, be sure to follow the channel and subscribe. But otherwise, let's dive right in. So first things first, let's go over some of the rewards and some of the events that will be disappearing in roughly a week from now. One of the best buffs for any of you that are big fans of transmog collecting or mount collecting has been Collector's Bounty, getting so many players back into the game, diving into old raids and dungeons to be able to collect some of the mounts and appearances they've always wanted. For me, I was able to pick up myself a Shackled Urzul, and as somebody who played in Legion,
yeah, for me, I've been able to collect absolutely fucking nothing. Nothing. I've gotten nothing from this damn event. And I'm not going to say it's a shitty event. It's been a cool event. It's gotten a lot of people to come back, and it's gotten a lot of people to come too. But yeah, but it's got a lot of people to come back and do old content, which is always cool. A lot of people getting invincible. I've seen it in the chat. People always say, oh, I just got invincible. That's great. I'm happy for you, but I'm also very envious of you. Overall, I think this has been a fun event for sure. And I think they'll come back. Blizzard will bring Collector's Bounty back for sure. But for now, you got to get these things done before this event ends.
I started to play and started to really raid towards the tail end.
You have to play to win, Sam. True.
Chance to pick up the
me going on a 2-week vacation during this event was also not optimal.
Urzul mount, but finally it feels so fitting to finally have this thing in my collection, as Antorus was actually my very first mythic raid of any expansion ever, so it feels really good to finally claim one for my own. This buff, however, will be going away in roughly a week from now, so if you are looking to scrap together an army of alts, an army of characters, in order to just dive into as many raids and dungeons as possible,
next reset,
I will have in the description a video that we put up together on some of the different instances that you should focus on in order to maximize Collector's Bounty buff. During the buff, however, for this past week, you're going to be able to get double the rewards when it comes to transmog drops, as well as a higher chance for mounts, and even a higher chance for some of the sought-out legendaries. So this is potentially your final opportunity to have a higher chance for some of these items to drop for you before they go back to the regular drop rates. Now, another event that's also worth mentioning is the Greedy Emissary, which has been running side by side with Collector's Bounty. Greedy Emissary is the WoW and Diablo crossover event that allows you to kill Diablo goblins out in Stormwind, Orgrimmar, Dornogal, and in Undermine, which is ultimately the best place to hard farm these things.
This event was actually quite like generous with the loot. I remember the tier 3 sets and or the tier 2s. I got them really quickly, even though I didn't do the Greedy Emissary event that much. So I'm happy with this.
Regularly, and
a fun
this
event.
Is where you can get a lot of these Diablo style cosmetics, and there's a bunch of them out there. From the
I did not get them out though.
Pieces to back pieces to pets as well as toys. But also for this event, there's some Hell Hunters with a new currency of Hellstone Shards, which you get just for farming these goblins, and you can trade it in for ensembles, which are essentially the tier 2 versions of all the original.
Yeah, these recolors of the tier 2 sets were nice, and like I said, this currency, I forgot what it's called, the blood something or whatever, the Blizzard is pretty generous with it. I mean, I feel like I only did like 2 or 3 of these, and I got the tier set.
You
don't deserve it,
plus
true.
the unique ones for Evokers, Death Knights, Demon Hunters, and Monks,
I
but
didn't mount
they're
my mount.
Hellfire themed instead. Except for the Rogues, they got this nice new Shadow Slayer armor set that looks absolutely amazing, but those can then be farmed up from the Goblins and then traded in directly for this currency. And this event, just like Collector's Bounty, will also be going away very, very soon, in about a week from today. So you want to try to scrap together and slay as many Goblins as possible. The best place to honestly farm them is within Undermine, as they spawn pretty regularly, and if you farm hard enough, you can actually probably knock out the entire list of class ensembles in a single sitting, because Goblins and
Yeah, you
Undermine
could.
are just that plentiful. Now, another reward that's definitely worth going after is
Man,
the Chrono.
This reward's broken. I can't figure out what the hell's going on with it. So there's people who got this thing in a day, and I've been grinding these damn things out every single day and have not been able to get another point this week. Now, originally, this thing was supposed to be once a week, you get yourself a point towards the achievement. And then when it came out, people got it in a single day because it was kind of janked. I don't know what it was. Blizzard never hotfixed it. The problem is nobody understands how the point system's working. You just keep running them and eventually you get them. You have to spam it. I understand. But I'm doing that shit, and I'm not getting the damn points. That's insane, Cam Shady. My current mount count is that's impressive. That's impressive. I'm gonna keep doing it today. I'll see if I can get this mount.
I'll
do some runs again today.
To achieving your Turbulent Timeways achievement. However, in order to obtain the Turbulent Timeways mount, normally you must have been keeping up with the Master of the Turbulent Timeways achievement, which basically means that you have to have filled out and gotten your Mastery of the Timeways buff for 5 weeks in a row during the Turbulent Timeways event. And the way you do that is by spamming dungeons.
I'm currently 3 of 5.
4 or 5 dungeons in order to get the mastery buff, and then you just want to refresh the buff for 5 weeks in a row. However, for some reason with this Turbulent Timeway, if you just skip spamming dungeons after you've achieved mastery buff, you can sometimes get another tally towards the achievement.
Yeah.
Which,
See, he's saying it too, is sometimes you get another one. Nobody understands like what the number is. I know that if you do your first 5 at the beginning of the week, you'll get a point. But then spamming them after also at some point gives you another point, but nobody knows what that point is. Like, when do you get the second point? I have no fucking idea. But I need at least one more point this week, so that way next week when I do the final run, I'll get it.
which basically allowed players to get this mount week 1, because it just wasn't working properly, but in the best ways possible. This let players complete this achievement super quickly. And
By the way, is it ending this Tuesday, or this Tuesday's reset, or is there one more week before this ends? I need to know that.
as far as I'm aware, I don't think they have fixed this achievement, so if you start working on it right now, you may still be able to kind of bug out, but still achieve the Master of the Turbulent Timeways and get yourself the mount if you start working on it today. I know a lot of the times
more week
Blizzard
after
does
this
like to
week?
fix
Okay.
any bugs that are like a fun detected type of deal. So if you have any kind of way for players to be able to obtain mounts, obtain achievements through some bugs through an easy way, usually they go back and fix them as soon as possible. But I don't think they've touched this one at all. So might as well take advantage of it
And
in
they
order
left
to
it
get
alone.
yourself last chance at obtaining this mount before it is gone. Outside of this, Season 2 is about to be over. This means certain dungeon, delve, and raid rewards are going to be going away with the end of Season 2. So you might want to spring to try to get these done as soon as possible. When it comes to raids, the only rewards that will be going away officially are the Ahead of the Curve achievement, as well as the Cutting Edge achievement for Galwix. So for raiding, there's actually not a lot of content that will be going away. It'll be a little bit harder for you to make groups and put groups together to farm the raid, however. So like if you're looking to get any of the mounts, like the normal, heroic, mythic drop mount from Galwix, for instance, like the prototype ASMR specifically, that is going to be a little bit harder to obtain after this is no longer seasonal content, since there'll be less players queuing for it. But technically, all of the rewards, including the Big G, the mythic raid mount, will stay in the raid tier, and you'll still be able to get a guaranteed Big G by defeating Galwix on mythic. The mechanics are still going to be such that you still need to know how to do the fight properly, but if you're someone who has been farming the raid and are in a mythic raiding guild, Big G is still going to be a guaranteed drop until the next expansion.
I'm not lying. I fucking have the mount. What are you guys talking about? I have that mount. Somebody from chat freaking gave it to me. I can't believe it, but they did.
So that's technically is not going away anytime soon.
Streamer privilege.
The Mythic Plus rewards, however, are going to be going away, unfortunately. And there's a number
the
of them.
ASMR
From
mount, I have
the
it.
Enterprising title, which you need to achieve at least 1600 score in Mythic Plus in order to be able to achieve. The Keystone Master Crimson Shredder Tank, which requires you to achieve at least 2000 points in M Plus season. Or the Enterprising Shredder Tank for the Keystone Legend, which requires 3000 points. All of those will be going away with the end of Season 2. For a limited time, while you have the Season 2 dungeons also, if you complete them at least plus 10 difficulty, you'll be able to get portals to those instances, which are super useful, especially right now with the Collector's Bounty. But even in future expansions, having those portals to be able to get around the zones a little bit quicker is super nice. However, another achievement that will be going away is the Enterprising Dungeon Master, which requires you to complete all dungeons on at least plus 10 in within Mythic Plus as a DPS. There's one for tanks, as also one for healers as well. And from that achievement, you'll be able to get the title of Triple Threat that will be retiring for the next season. So if you're still looking to achieve some of the seasonal dungeon rewards, now would be the best time to start working on them if you're looking to achieve them in the earliest time possible. Next, we got the PvP achievements, which are obtained by getting a ranking within any of the PvP rated brackets, which really comes down to your own personal choice, which one you really want to focus down on. Though many players do find solo battlegrounds in particular to be one of the easier brackets in order to at least get started when it comes to obtaining some of those unique PvP rewards. With a score of 1800, you can get things like the Elite set.
I got all this
the
PvP
season,
stuff
which
too.
is going to be the Elite set for every single class in the game, which offers a unique recolor that won't be made available.
I could get 3K if I wanted to, okay? I just don't give a shit. That black spider mount isn't that cool to me, so I don't give a shit. Yeah, Blitz is these liar set. No, I got all this. This is all done. All done. Checked it off a long time
down
ago.
The line, unless you obtained that achievement for that season
Gladiator,
of that
done.
expansion. We also got things like a unique weapon enchant that is available and that rotates with every single season, with this current season's being Jackpot, obtained at 1950 rating. You also have the prized Gladiator's Prestigious Cloak, which is obtained at 2100 rating, as well as the season's prized Gladiator Tabard, which you obtain at 2400 rating. And obtaining the rank of at least a duelist for the season allows you to get a cosmetic array of goblin weapons, which are all pink in color, which makes him look a little bit wacky, but it gives you a variety of different appearances that are unique for this season specifically, that I don't believe will be making a comeback on any vendors in the future, though potentially I could be wrong on this, as previous vendors on previous seasons don't actually bring in the original elite weapons, however.
Blizzard don't give a shit about clipping. Sometimes it's ridiculous.
So this one actually may be something that's available for a limited time, but will not be returning in the future unless they make changes later down the line, which isn't unusual for them. This is also your last chance to be eel to get the Vicious Electro Eel, and there's a recolor, one available for Alliance and one available for Horde, mostly from participating within PvP in general, getting enough of wins as above a certain bracket within rated content. And for any of you that are still pushing Gladiator...
Okay, should I... Is this one hard to get? Should I just do this? I could probably do this really quick. Go get the Electric Eel. Maybe I should. It's a cool mount. I actually like it. I remember when I saw this previewed, I thought this was a really cool looking mount. Maybe
participating within PvP in general, getting enough of wins as above a certain bracket within rated content. And for any of you that are still pushing Gladiator for the season, this is also your last chance to be able to get the prize Gladiator's Fellbat. Although the Season 3 version of the Fellbat does look a lot better than the current season, if I'm honest. And of course we have Season 2 rewards for Delves, starting with the unique Season 2 reward of the Delver's Gobtrotter, which is like a goblin-themed variation of the Delver's mount that also comes with its own set of unique customizations for the goblin themes. And this you can obtain pretty easily just by doing the main brand questline that is available during Season 2. That Gobtrotter can also be further upgraded to a golden version if you defeat the challenge mode boss that is available for the season, specifically the underpin boss on the question mark
double question mark difficulty solo. That's the only way you're getting this.
Question mark difficulty, or by some players known as the hard mode difficulty. Defeating the boss on that difficulty will also unlock you a variety of other rewards, such as the Golden Gob Propulsion Rig, as well as the Explosive Victroid toy, where whenever you start moving it disappears, but if you stand still for too long, It'll have all these arrows and this light spotlighting your character,
I didn't
showing
know you get
everybody
this.
off that you defeated the underpin on one of the tiers of difficulties.
That's cool.
Outside of this, we also have the system of overcharged delves
good,
that
see
comes
ya.
with its own rewards. And technically, some of these rewards will not be going away, but they will be made a little bit harder to obtain. Like the OC91 Chariot mount, technically I think is a little bit easier to obtain right now than it would be in Season 3. Right now, to obtain this mount, you basically have to upgrade the entire Titan console that lies within an overcharged delve. So it's going to take you quite a number of runs, but it's going to be made a little bit...
Oh, shoot. I forgot to do that. I've been doing the overcharged delves, but I never upgraded the Titan console. I probably have a bunch of upgrades that I could do to it. Damn. Okay, I got to go in a delve and do that.
Easier.
Good
you
morning,
will still be able
Scufflords.
to buy this mount
up,
in
Bob?
Season 3. However, it instead will cost you 25,000, if not more, of undercoins, which at the start of a season in Delves do not drop regularly. So it's going to take
Pro Claw, thank you for the sub on YouTube.
you like a mountain of this currency before you'll be able to obtain it. So you might as well start working on it right now in order to be able to get it as quickly as possible. Another item you could obtain from overcharged elves is a redeployment module, which is essentially just a new variation of a Hearthstone toy that teleports you back to the main capital city wherever you set you in at. And the way to obtain this one is actually, all you have to do is unlock every single disc power on the disc belt. When you initially open up the belt on a character, you'll see which powers are missing, and will tell you which delve contains some of the disc powers, and you don't need to have that delve on an overcharge mode in order to be able to enter that delve in the first place. But with that being said, as always, I do want to thank all of you guys so much for watching, and hope you guys did enjoy the
it's
video.
cool, Hearth
If you did
animation.
enjoy it or found it informative, go ahead and give the video a like. I would very much appreciate it. Also, join our Discord community, especially if you just want to keep up with any last-minute class tuning and changes in the patch 11.2. Also, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and as always, I'll see all of you guys in the next one.
Nice. I mean, I still don't... The time walking... not the time walking. Yeah, the time walking mount. The freaking mount. That thing is so scuffed right now. I'm still trying to figure out how the hell to lock that thing in. But anyways, besides that, a lot of these achievements and stuff like that, you won't be able to get anymore once the season ends. So yeah, it's a good thing to do. Go ahead and try to get those in before the season ends, before the patch ends, and before 11.2 hits. A nice video here from Dalaran.